Okay, because this is Lucrative Gaming.
Yes.
And we are beginning
A new series.
And in this series, 3 of us will get together.
Yes.
Obviously Luke,
Yeah.
obviously Dad, and we have Cheese Whiz with us.
Or Chad, yes.
Or Chad. And we would be giving ratings.
On different games.
But not just one game.
Today we're doing 3 of them.
We're going to do a comparative of 3 games. And the first game we're looking at is Lego Worlds.
Now these are builder Minecrafty kind of games.
And all 3 of these games are in order. We're going to do Lego Worlds, we're going to do Trove, and then the third one's Minecraft.
Yeah.
And we're going to rate them
I just
based
got a little thing.
on 5 items.
And to us, these three games are the, what do you call it, the epitome?
The essentials.
Yeah, the essential,
of builder
the
games.
quintessential builder games. Now we have 5 categories that we're going to go through. We're going to do gameplay, replayability, development, the controls, and originality.
Okay. So, with Lego, we now have to go through scanning the galaxy, and one of the consistents with you can see with Legos, first off, we got graphics.
We shall add that.
So the first thing we're going to take a look at, obviously in terms of bumper graphics and things like that, Lego does exceptionally well. But that's probably not a great shock to anyone who's done a Lego game before.
Yeah, if you've played the Star Wars games, the Batman games, within the Lego universe, they all have the same kind of look to them, and Lego Worlds is really no exception.
Yeah. We got the graphics. Everyone's written down the graphics.
Well, no, we have to watch the gameplay first.
Yeah, we have to see a little bit more of the graphics, but
Well, as I
obviously
played
in the
the game.
bumpers, obviously in the bumpers we got good graphics, and these graphics kind of carry through the game. But I want to. Why are we still stuck in scanning the galaxy? I'm
We
sorry
should
that
have
you're
put
not.
lag. Should have put lag.
Yeah, well, I guess that'd be under development. That'd be a developmental
Possibly
thing.
in the
Yeah, the functionality of the game would go under development. Now, first of all, we're going to do gameplay. Is the gameplay smooth? Does it work? Is it fun? Replayability, we'll kind of go on to the next thing as a continuation of that.
Yeah.
How often could we see ourselves playing this game? Could we see us playing it once, twice, 10 times? Could we see ourselves playing it more?
Well, let's put down an hour rating.
Well, yeah, all 3 of us are doing our own ratings. We're gonna check our box to go. Does the gameplay fit our standards? We'll check yes or we'll check no.
Yeah.
And the development's a big thing too, especially for this game. These loading times are absolutely insane. And for me, development is a huge thing. And if it's gonna take you half a forever to load a world, to me, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, that's really a strike on it for me.
The game has some really fun parts and some kind of parts. Now,
How would you say it controls?
it controls like pretty much any other Lego game, which is pretty good.
Yeah, most of the control
You
is
can ninja
really
around
good.
everywhere. It's really easy.
However, and this is one of the positions that I really didn't care for too much, and this is something I think a lot of games have an issue. When you get into the depths of some place, you start getting some really weird control issues. Like camera swings that are weird to work with. Because when you're in a hole, having a side view camera that switches over to like a top view or something is a little irritating, but I think for the most part it does pretty good on that.
In the controls,
And there's a lot to control in this game. And a lot of it seems to control pretty good, so that actually is kind of a plus point in development, because the number of tools and toys you have.
shall we put
that
down
was a plus for
the
graphics.
controls?
Now, I guess with all the stuff that there is in the game, is there so much that it's almost intimidating?
Yeah.
It is a little overwhelming.
I mean, because you can always overdevelop a game, and that can always kind of give it a black eye.
Yeah, I put down graphics as it has great graphics for me, in my opinion. Now, I am gonna give it good controls too.
Okay. That was supposed to be graphics, I think. My handwriting is hideous.
Yeah, the graphics are pretty good.
Gameplay and development, I think, were part of the same category, right?
The controls are controllable, like they should be. But they are a little confusing at times.
Would you say the camera? How would you describe the camera angles as descriptive as you can?
Well, they're kind of a little weird and close up. And
Yeah, the thing wants to go to a close-up quickly. It does a lot better when you go to first player, but then you're stuck in first player, which, when you have a big, beautiful world like this, is kind of irritating.
Yeah. So what do we say about the graphics?
I think they're pretty good. I put down the check mark on them.
Okay.
I actually have to kind of get behind the graphics because, and if you look, each individual stud has the word Lego written on it. I mean, it's got some insanely detailed graphics. However, that's probably the development issue of...
So much that it's hard for it to load.
Yeah, it kills load time. As a matter of fact, here's another weird development issue. I don't know if we're going to actually get to see it in action. Especially when you're doing two-player. Because when you're on two-player, if I'm running to one end of the world and he's running to the other end of the world, there is horrible lag.
And
Like you're standing at the edge of the big plate that hasn't developed.
Actually, I know how to show this off, because there's a very easy way of getting off the edge of the planet. I'll get my stunt plane.
Oh yeah, this is probably the easiest way to see this effect.
So kind of it's too much of a good thing if you're gonna have a huge open world. You don't want it to be so specific, you know, to where you can see Legos on the bricks to where it's making this lag, you know.
It's not as fast
Now,
as some of the
in
other ones.
truth,
So,
dang it, boy, we have just hit everything tonight. Sorry about that. Yeah, even the underwater is phenomenal. Again, though, it's such a graphics feast, it really does kind of gum up the works a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of game systems like the PS1, there were a lot of games back in my time where it took you a few minutes to load a level, and that was infuriating. I mean, there was one game that literally I counted it took 10 minutes. It was the Italian Job for PlayStation. It took me
I remember that one.
It took like 10 minutes to load a mission, and I sat there patiently because I wanted to play the game, and eventually I got tired of it. But even
then, the more it loads, the more likely you are to have a weird stall or something.
yeah, or just wouldn't load. Period.
Anybody want coffee? She's gonna make some. Or not? It's up to you. Hey.
So yeah, we've got a another weird issue in terms of controls. Now, for me,
See, look, there you go.
control-
That's
yeah.
what happens. You just get smacked into the side.
Yeah, and if there's two players, it's double bad. You literally cannot go forward any further. You have to wait for the world to load.
Okay, so we've touched graphics and we've touched development. I think the next one that we need to talk about is replayability.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the replayability is?
Well, I did play the thing for like a day, pretty much. Like, literally
a
looked
day
at
straight.
a day.
Actually, about 2 or 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Well, like,
And we got through.
no, I looked at the timing on it. It was literally like a day.
Oh, 24 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it took several days to do it.
But there's still stuff I want to have, but I don't want to sit there for like whatever time reloading a world and finding these weird things.
Yeah, because in the development, again, the overdevelopment issue, there were certain things we wanted to have access to fairly quickly, like dragons.
They may give you something.
And the dragons in this game are phenomenal.
They could just
I only
give
have
you a
one
banana.
dragon, which I got
It's up
from a
to you
YouTuber
whether you
posting
take
like
the
how
risk.
to get to it.
Yeah,
I
in the
love
game, a
In the
Lego game
world.
especially, where you have to YouTube or buy the hint book or anything else, is into the realm of overdevelopment.
No, I have to
I'd
disagree
say
with that.
into the realm. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, because I bought some game guides for games
Yeah.
and found the games enjoyable. But the thing is if it's a huge struggle once you know where to look for the thing.
I think that that games are going to have those gameplay books regardless, but if it's as thick as a Bible, that's where you have overdevelopment.
Yeah.
And I've seen the book for this thing. It's huge.
Also, one thing I want to talk about, the controls. Because controls were actually a bigger issue for me in this game than anything else. On the vehicles.
Ooh, yes.
The vehicles on this are clumsy
I actually like the vehicles.
to a degree that... I mean, they're really cool vehicles, but if you have to get from point A to point B...
You're going so fast that it stalls the game.
or the thing flips over. It's huge for flipping vehicles, especially the motorcycles and bikes. I mean, as much as I like the game, that was really a big strike against the replayability of the thing.
Yeah, and I've noticed that, especially with the plane, what's the purpose of having a plane if you're constantly battling against the world loading? Luke, what did you have to say about the cars and the?
Because you seem to like them a lot better than I did,
Yeah.
obviously.
I
So
can
let's hear what you have
drive
to say.
them and enjoy them, but once again with the thing. Now these... I do have to give it credit because this is just awesomeness.
Oh yeah, the giant drill.
Yeah. So yeah, and this goes to one of the factors that we were looking at, and one of the really important factors of gaming, which is originality. And this giant drill, you know, is really one of the high ends of its development in this game.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking at this and saying, what did I think was really incredibly cool about the game, it's these kind of features. There was a couple other of these bigger building tools that there's nothing else like it. I mean, these are really what makes the game work for me. The giant drills, the bazookas that are able to tear out chunks of land
Yeah.
in enormous
I just
fashions. I mean, you can do it in some of the others, but this one is a pleasure to do it. It's fun, it looks good, and in this particular case, strangely, unless you're playing two-player, it doesn't lag you too bad.
The thing is, I made like a goat for Dad's channel, but the thing is, it felt like it took like a half an hour just to make a tiny little thing.
It did take a half hour, though.
Yeah.
So
And on Minecraft, I would have been done with that in like 10 minutes.
now, as far as the controls, how good would you say the controls are?
I really enjoy them.
Using
They
the
work
features and
for me.
everything.
But in terms of the features is where I get messed up.
Okay.
Aside from the motorcycle,
Yeah.
the building thing, I have a horrible time with it. And there's some really cool building tools. Again, back to originality. This has a cut and paste function.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Here.
3D cut and paste. I so wish other games had this.
Yeah.
You know,
I
on these
think that's
builder
like
games.
the only. See, one
And
of
it's
the
got
things I
these
made.
things where you can copy and save.
Yeah.
And then it's got these building things. You don't have
Let's
the
see.
building plans.
Well, I
You
didn't
have the
make
thing.
that.
You have
I
a
did
kit.
make that.
It drops it right out.
But how smooth is it? How easy is it to use?
This is like the only thing I actually. Let's see.
Here, drop one down, Boo. Show them what
Built.
you got.
This is like the one thing I built. It was so hard. A little tiny room.
Yeah.
Now, how hard was that to build?
It took me like 10 minutes, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
10
what-
to 20 minutes.
Now, would you say that would be would that go into the category of controls or originality?
Controls were the issue on it.
Okay.
No,
The
it's
fact
just the
that
way.
it's original, you can copy it. But
Yeah.
the controls, the building system, like, it's hard to piece the things together properly.
Didn't make this.
Yeah.
Still really cool, but
Yeah.
They kind of, I have the feeling that they say, oh, you can build all this stuff as a feature to draw you in, but it's just so hard to do that they want you to recreate the things that they made already. Like this.
I think they had to put that in there
it
because,
was so hard to use.
yeah, but the thing is when building Legos,
Oh,
it's
there's
kind
a
of
glitch,
similar
by
to
the way.
building an aircraft carrier,
Oh yeah, listen to that.
where you, yeah,
oh,
and we're going to be hearing that ratcheting Lego noise forever now. until we stop the game, which is probably going to have to come soon because we do have other things to talk about.
I give it no development. It just so many things are wrong to the things that are right.
Now, as far as originality, would you say that the good outweighs the bad?
Well, I'd say it's half and half, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a copy, but they did add some cool
So
stuff.
why don't we go through our reviews?
Well-
Luke, first off, graphics. How do you give it?
I give it a plus.
Okay.
Okay, so we got a yes. Chad?
I said yes as well. The graphics look amazing, although the development sounds good.
For me, graphics was a yes. So that's graphics all around. I think that's pretty obvious to you. Look out, wow.
Yeah.
Next, replay.
I give it the like
half.
half.
Okay.
I gave it a no because I really wanted to get this game for my PlayStation, and when I saw that you guys had it and I watched you guys play it, I knew right off the bat it was gonna be cool for a couple days, but for the $30 to $40 price tag, it
Actually, this was the strange thing. This was a 20. Remember?
No, it's a 30. I thought.
I think it was a 30.
Oh, this was the 30?
Yeah.
I thought this was the 20.
Which was kind of
No,
strange. It was
those are
30 to me
fun.
because a lot of the other games were, that were not as open world like this were 60,
Yeah, Lego usually goes for more. I mean, it was a lot cheaper than a standard Lego game.
which kind of makes me think that it's an advertising tool. I mean, that would make a lot of sense if they had DLC, like free DLC that will advertise a movie or something.
Yeah, but they've never developed it any further past that, which, oddly enough, gets us to the idea of development.
Yeah, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think that although the type of creation that they're going for is nice and all, but a lot of the features are way too hard to do. The
I
building
made some
features.
It's clumsy and somewhat overdeveloped.
Yeah,
All the stuff that, let's see, the first guy I didn't want.
Yeah, and this is a weird thing. You can't erase guys once you've built them.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was
That
really
guy I don't
annoying.
want. This guy I kind of don't want.
There is a
or that
replace
guy.
function now.
Really?
Yeah, check that out.
That's a little too late though. I mean, if you have a bunch of characters and you want to make more, I mean, to me, like if I think of something, and with this game, I'm not gonna be able to write it down. Like, oh, I want to do this head, this hat. I'm totally gonna forget about what I wanted to do, and if I can't just
There wasn't a replacement when we were playing this originally.
Yeah.
Apparently someone listened to that one.
Yeah.
So all around we got development as a 0 because some of the stuff is so overdeveloped it actually chokes development. Some of it is incredibly underdeveloped, like characters, choices, the ability to pull forward and get other characters. It's such a struggle.
I think the reason why it's such a pain in the butt as far as development is all the bricks are so darn small. It takes half forever to build a standard building, as opposed to, let's say, Trove or Minecraft, the other two on the list.
That like takes like 5 seconds.
Again, there are building tools, but a lot of them make hills.
Yeah, they make hills and make big things.
They don't
and
make walls.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you just want to make a little house for your guy, that takes, like they said, half an hour.
Yeah,
Control.
that tiny little house in.
Yeah, the tiny house. The thing is, you can component build, but again, we're talking this is kind of a kid game, which is component building's not really a kid thing. So it's a little.
Yeah.
So the development hit a 0 for me too.
Yeah.
And controls.
If I had like
Controls.
10 minutes to build a Trove house or 10 minutes to build one of these houses, my Trove house would probably be like 20 feet, like a 3-story building or something like that, and this would be like this car,
Controls I gave a
this
half
little
to,
thing.
believe it or not.
Yeah, what did you do with your controls? What do you think of the controls?
I like the controls on this. One of the few things I actually like on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the building controls were a bummer for me. The controls in caves were a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I gave it a half as well.
But I really like the combat because it's got that fun, silly Traveler Tales Lego combat to it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things you do in this game that actually are impacted by that. And last, we have originality.
I gave it a half because it's like a copy of Minecraft, but it has some original stuff.
It's got enough originality to compete, but again, it's just there's so many tropes and bad things about it that all the originality of it is kind of just gone.
Yeah, so I got a half for originality
Same here.
in large part.
Yeah.
There were just some really cool things. but a lot of the things that Lego has as properties they didn't put into it, or intend to put into it. And some of the stuff is not that original. Hey, go beat someone up to get a fish or whatever. You know, like, woo!
The point about
Thanks
it
for the
is
MacGuffin.
the point is if you have to play a video game, a Lego video game, and it takes longer to build something on the screen than it does to build it in your house, you fail.
Yeah. So
Yeah, oh,
I've got
also-
2.5 stars. You got
I've got 2.
2. Well, we're not
I've got
Yeah. Just 2 points. You have a
2.
half point, a full point, or nothing.
I got 1.
Oh, you got half right here, and half right here.
there.
So you got 2
And then
points.
there's a whole on controls. So that's
Yeah.
2.
Oh, wait, and graphics too.
Well,
Yeah,
That's a 3.
Yeah, you got 3 points for it.
no, this is a bad. That's a bad. Those are even. That's a bad.
Yeah, you got a half and a half mixed 1.
Oh.
2, 3. 3 out of.
Okay.
Well, I feel it more as 2 then. Like, it's half. Half. One of them's bad. So.
Yeah, 2 halves would make 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I
So-
mean, like 1 bad.
Let's
I'd say it's
I
about.
think we're gonna have to advance on to our next game though, because
Yeah.
with this, I've been taking tallies, and I'll give you totals at the end of the video.
Those tiny croissants.
Okay, I'm gonna ring leader on Trove
Because he likes
because
it
I am the
best.
one who's most positive about this,
Yeah.
and I am going to take you to the Museum of Candyland, which
Yeah.
strangely is going to probably counterpoint me just as rapidly as it gives me points. I love Candyland, and recovering graphics first, and I gotta say honestly, it's the small stuff that really kind of fails a lot of times. Now, all the stuff in the Candyland graphics, like the little dragons and the little faces, I love them to death.
If you're
But-
really creative, you can use those small things to add even better detail than Lego or Minecraft could do.
Yeah, but they need
That's
to
what I
be
like about the
able
small
to.
things.
I think they need to be able
There's
to
also
make them
some-
bigger. Because I have like a Chompy I built, and if I give him the cake, it'd look pathetic. But I
There are
want my
some
Chompy
things
to
that
be
work out
holding a
pretty
cake.
good in terms of
you know?
sculpting.
Yeah.
Here we made a nice big, piece that I love, and it's pretty cool. It's based on Mario games. Thing is, one of the things about sculpting I will have to explain in the development phase. Graphically speaking, though, I end up having to give it a half, which I don't like doing.
I gave it the no, because I don't really like the graphics.
Yeah, the graphics I say half, because although some things have good textures and the small things, they have a lot more small things than Minecraft. That is pretty neat, but the blocks are original. They're the same as Minecraft, and on top of that, just like Matt was talking about, a lot of those enchantment tables, you can't really tell the difference between them. It's a little hard unless you click on them.
Now, one of the things I do like about this better than Minecraft is the lack of textures. Which may seem strange, but Minecraft textures sometimes creates a confusing, horrible environment to
But-
operate in.
But Minecraft has both. That's the difference.
Yeah.
They have more options as far as the
Yeah.
blocks, and that's why.
Minecraft doesn't have these cool portals, though. I can just
That-
sit here and look at these things.
That's
Yeah.
a difference.
Okay, so it's obviously not the cool
Portals can't
portals.
sell the
that's
game.
I think the developers did a lot of really incredibly cool things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the door. Since we
I'm going
at
to
the
take
door.
you off to one of these extra worlds here real quick.
Yeah.
It's really how much interruption can our lives have.
So graphics, we all kind of said half. Right?
Okay. I said no.
Okay. He said
Luke
0.
said a no.
I
I'm
said half.
still hinged. There's so many small things about the graphics I don't like.
Bill is here. They were recording.
But there are so many big things that actually work that are just incredible. There's giant flowers, there's things in the lands.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a lot of the big stuff in the game.
Yeah. The big stuff, the little stuff, but there are some discrepancies that kind of make it hard to identify those.
Yeah,
Let's
I
talk
think
about-
I'm still gonna go with it though, because
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it the full star. Where
Yeah,
Luke's
you-
giving it a half, I think I gotta give it the whole.
Actually, did you say half on graphics?
Oh no, he said
No,
0, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. We went from 0, half to full point on you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the art style wasn't the thing that they were trying to make most important. I think it was kind of the MMO elements that they're trying to make king.
Let's talk about the originality.
Well, here, let's do originality. Let's get the second term, which is replayability.
Yes, replayability.
And oddly enough, this is right. I took us here for a very big reason.
Yeah.
This is the part that makes replayability not happen in the game.
Yes.
Battle.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing everyone looks at and goes, bleh.
Yeah. Battling and
From the very beginning, I didn't like the battling too much.
it was okay. It kind of grew on me a little bit, and then it just kind of soured on me at the same time. Battling and then mining. The way called.
Yeah, when you-
Lasermancy, I guess.
yeah, it's lasermancy when you start digging holes in the ground.
Yeah, that is just, it's the same as Minecraft. It is kind of cool, but it's not good.
It's monotonous.
Yeah, it's monotonous. If you look at crafting, that
Two
is,
sources of monotony is not a good thing in one game.
and then crafting, although it is, I think it is light years better than the crafting
let's
in
get the-
Minecraft. I think
Let's
it's,
drop the. Yeah.
even though I think it's better than the crafting in
Hold on,
Minecraft,
I'm gonna explain this a little more.
I think that that the confusion between what is what is a little hard.
Yeah.
Now, I think we need to cover development because this is one of the things I think really wins.
Yeah.
This particular facet of the game, there are several things that are just incredible. First of which, you can carry your own personal apartment around with you. Why am I not saying house? Because you have a whole world to make a house in, making this kind of an apartment.
Yeah.
Another thing about the development that really hits a star for me is transportation, because not only do you have dragons,
Yeah.
but you also have mag riders.
And
if you
the
don't
game
like that-
flows. Yeah.
There's boats.
The game flows. It's not glitchy. It's well made.
It is glitchy.
It's not.
Modestly glitchy. Most games have a certain glitchiness to them.
Yeah.
but
It's like
This is
just kind of
professional for
fail.
what it is.
and everywhere Luke goes, he can make a chompy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to make a new chompy. It's the same chompy. Chompy King.
But the thing is, the development is not the problem with the game. The game is itself is the problem. The development's nice. The replayability suffers because of what the game is and what you have to do to advance. The development, I think, is a huge plus.
There's one thing of development I didn't like, though. And believe it or not, as a building game, it's got the worst of the 3 building systems.
What's that?
You are stuck using bricks you have to harvest
Yeah.
to make scaffolding and armatures to climb up to anything big you make. This game is great to tunnel in, but to build up, it's a nightmare. And
Well,
to destroy
that's-
these massive trees on your property is even worse.
Well, I think that
It's like,
I think in that aspect it's actually better because you have more blocks as opposed to Minecraft or Lego. You don't get as many pieces; they're not as big. But with these trees, they are bigger, and the way that they make up for how tall these things are is that you can obtain items or articles of clothing that give you a certain amount of jump points, and those jump points take you higher in parts of the level that you would never be able to see. That would be impossible in those other 2 games, but they make
Yeah.
them possible in this. I think that's how they made up for it.
yeah, it kind of, I don't know. I'm still going to give the development a full star, believe it or not. What are you on for development, Boo?
I think I'm gonna give it a slide.
Because they have some really creative areas you can explore. You've got, in Candyland, giant lollipops. You've got huge beehives. You've got castles.
I'm gonna give it a
You've got
plus.
trees. You can harvest plants and giant sunflowers and all sorts of crazy stuff. So,
All right, so to recap real quick, where we're at gameplay. What do you guys think?
the only thing that kills it for me is the monotony of 2 facets. And right there,
Like Luke, tell me what you gave it. Did you give it a 0? Did you give it a half?
I'm gonna give it a half.
For gameplay?
Yeah.
Or graphics, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt,
for
graphics.
graphics, so stuck on this one.
If you're stuck, I would just say half. Because if you're torn between 0 and 1, I mean, just give it a half.
Not anything can be perfect graphically, but I'm going to have to say a half for it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say a half as well. Replayability. 0?
Replay for me is a half, because I still replay it.
Alright, what about you, Luke? I say 0 too. Development.
1.
I give it a full point as well. Controls. This I think it's a full.
Yeah, I gave controls a full. It's relatively easy to work with.
I give it a half because I hate the way you have to turn.
Beyond
Access your
optically
inventory.
stories and stuff like that. All the charts. It is complex, but it's a more complex game than the Lego one. So
It's more
and Lego's got a ton of drop down too.
Yeah,
So.
I think the art of it. I think that once you get the hang of going between mining mode and regular mode, I think that once you get that, just go on back and forth between 2 buttons.
There's
I think
a
it's
certain level of
fairly easy.
intuitiveness as the natural ability to just do it is lacking. But I still don't think it's that big of a lack to take anything off.
Yeah,
for it.
because I play games that are just hard to control with all these cool features. I think that this game does a good job of it with its controls for how much it
Now,
has.
One thing I want to point out in terms of originality, because that's our last standard, probably the hardest one to get anything on.
It's nothing.
One would have to say it's a 0 if you
It's
look
like
and go,
two
well, it's just
copies.
Minecraft knockoff.
But
It's Minecraft.
if you look at it this way, it doesn't play like your standard builder game.
I'd also like to point out something else. In
Yes.
terms of Minecraft knockoff, what it does have
It's like an
is
MMO.
different characters with very
Hey, that's
different
new.
abilities.
Yeah, you have classes.
Oh,
you
there's
have
a new class we don't even have.
Oh,
Dino
wow.
Tamer. Oh!
That's cool.
Holy cow. There's the Chloromancers, that's a Life Mage, a Lunar Lancer, and you get to play as a fox in the beginning, I like that. Revenant, Tomb Raider, the Boomeranger, there's the Draclight on sale,
Favorite.
Gunslinger, Neon Ninja, the Candy Barbarian,
Cool one.
the Fey Trickster, Shadow Hunter, Ice Age, and you're a pirate. I love playing my pirate. The Knight, he's okay.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that right there takes this game to a whole different level. Yeah, I get a little bored being my Lunar Lancer, or a little bored being my Dragon Mage, or whatever. However, I have 5 other guys to go to.
Yeah,
if I'm tired of being Steve, I can reskin him and be Steve in a different skin.
Yeah,
And that blows.
and the thing is that although it wants you to build, the main focus is not on building. It's kind of on teamwork, because you play with other people online, and although you're not battling against them, you are kind of battling with them. I mean, you can go to different tombs, different boss battles, and you get really cool items. You get experience points, and although sometimes it feels monotonous and it takes a long time.
And all those little things on the map are different dungeon battles, and all of them tend to be very different from world to world to world. So,
But this game is so different from Lego and from Minecraft because it is an
so
MMO.
originality, I still get to give it a 1.
Yeah, because it tries to not be a knockoff. It goes for the art style of these games, but with MMO style play.
So from this point, I have to say I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 too. 4 2.
I wouldn't
3 2.
really.
I give it 3.
Okay, you gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. So our next one's going to be Minecraft, and I'll turn the control over to Chad for that one.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
This is the
So we're-
opinion on Minecraft.
Yeah. So here we are at Minecraft,
Wow.
and this is, well, our first thing we usually cover is graphics, and right now we're looking at something that's actually kind of graphically cool. Take a look to the right, Boo. See? There's like all these little way portals and cool things like that, and there's torches, and sometimes the creativity of this game allows it to where you can make some really graphic stuff, but I still end up giving it a half.
I give it a
Because I
half.
get lost
too.
in textures and stuff like that, and I
think that it'll be a full point for all of us because I'm still gonna give it a half. I think it'll be a full point once Microsoft, who bought out Minecraft, once they release the graphics pack that will let you have super realistic worlds in practically 4K.
Well, I don't know. It's the animals and things like that that kind of get me, and there's
Well,
a lot of odds
they're going to be
and ends.
real. They're going to be realistic to some regard, but they're still going to have that weird charm, you know.
Minecraft.
Yeah, and then as I was, my thing is why don't you get out of this, and let's see some more of the land.
Yeah. Here's the
This
above
actually,
view looks very beautiful, but when you get closer, it doesn't look so graphic-y.
well, you know, it does have a texture. It's got its own style. You know, it's got its own language. Like I was saying for Trove, like I said for Lego, there is its own separate language.
And see, I'm torn between half or a full point because yes, the textures is something that all these games didn't really have. They didn't have as much texture and detail in each block, but somehow it just it doesn't. There's just something about the feel of it. I mean, I know that they're going for 8 or 16-bit, you know, one of those bit graphics, but I don't know. There's something about that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I give it the half.
Yeah. See, like.
Yeah, I can't say it's bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's what could you do to make the game look better as far as graphics? I think literally the only thing is to make it look a little better, you know, have the 4K like Microsoft plans to do. They've actually got a video out on how it looks amazing. It looks real, even though you're building with bricks still. But yeah, I think once that comes out, I think I would literally give it a full. But for now, I'm torn between a half and a full. I'm gonna have to give it a half.
Yeah, it's past
Now,
half.
on replayability, we all agree this is really,
Yeah, it's
really
the best.
playable.
Yes. Like I said before, I had bought this for 360 and I liked it a lot, but I got tired of it. And a few years later, it came out for the Switch. When I got my Switch, I was like, holy crap, I bought it. And I've rediscovered why I loved it in the first place. And that's just something that's very rare for you to find in a game, where you can rediscover it all over again. And that's why a lot of people have made it the highest selling game of all time.
Now, development was a point that I think is within the time it's been.
That's cool. Look,
Obviously,
it's bouncy.
it's a very developed game.
Yes, it's very well developed.
We can say that.
It's got the perfect.
effectively.
It's got the perfect amount of crafting and building, which a lot of those other games couldn't really perfect.
I think this game has the best building of all, as you might notice by my huge buildings and helicopters and all I made.
Although I do like the amount of crafting and how easy it is to craft in Trove, I think that that it's got, even though it's got less crafting in this game, compared to Trove, I think that even though it's got less, it's a lot better formulated.
Yeah.
Now, for me, certain facets of the development I like and don't like. Obviously, the ability to fly and speed through a landscape.
Especially in creative mode, yeah.
In creative mode, great.
Yes.
Cannot argue that one. That is the best. In terms of I kill one whole pig and get a pork chop, not as handy.
Yeah, especially if you're in survival mode.
It's weird.
And
I'm in
there's-
survival mode and I have to kill a bunch of animals. In reality, I want to craft or build stuff. That's not even real life. I mean, in real life, you know, yeah, you take 8 hours to slaughter a hog, but we're not doing that, obviously. So it's kind of weird in the development.
Well,
and
and
I
it
can
gives
only
it
give a half.
it gives it a little bit of challenge. I mean,
But
there has to be
there's
some
too many
challenge in the game like
Well,
this.
it's not.
I think there should be
I
like
don't
one animal.
The gardening is awkward.
Yeah,
I don't.
Trove perfected that.
You know, so there's stuff in here that I don't like as much,
Yeah.
and accordingly, that's why it got its half from me. Now,
They probably should
controls,
got.
I have to give it a 1 for controls.
Yeah.
No complaints.
I
Yeah.
give it a 1.
I give it a half point on development too, and I'll give it a full point on controls.
Agreed with
I'm
the
not
half
the
point on
greatest on the
development.
controls, but I know that they should be working as I watch Luke and Chad do them perfectly. So
Yeah,
the control issue is my issue, not the game's.
yeah.
And let's face it, this is the granddaddy of the whole lot of them. So originality, I think we can say
Yeah.
Minecraft has it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minecraft had
And it
everything
keeps
right.
adding original things.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I can respect Trove a little bit. I guess I can kind of respect Lego what they're trying to do. They're trying to put a new spin on creative building while still trying to create their own, and you can applaud that. I feel like all of them have made some contribution to the genre, but at the same time, they're being they're still sticking to the genre that they're trying to innovate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think originality. I think it's 100%. So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's tally my
Well,
stuff.
I'd say we should tally up and be done here because we've already taken a lot of time up.
Yeah.
And I hope our insights or interests or whatever have been good for you. I had a 4 on this.
I had a 4 out of 5.
How about you, Luke?
I had a 4-2, I believe.
Okay, so that makes that one.
Pretty much agreed on everything.
So 4.
Okay, so that's 12. 3 times 4.
12 out of 15. Yeah, so that's literally the best. It kind of we start off with the kind of the least.
It was good, but not as great.
Yeah, we start off with
All 3 of which are, by the way, kid-friendly. All
Yes.
of which are within a good price point for what they are.
Yes.
Trump has it there.
Yeah, Trove is free, although you can make in-game purchases, and some of them are unique and they're cool. Lego Worlds, it's what 30? I believe $30.
Yeah. Well, it might have changed too, but
Yeah, it may have
all in all,
in Minecraft, depending on what you're getting it on, I know for
well, you
for
might as
all
well
the
pick up Trove
consoles.
because it's a freebie.
Yeah.
If you're looking to buy one, it's probably Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft's like $20 on any system. The only difference is on the Switch, it's $30. I did notice that. I wasn't too happy about it, but it did give me a decent amount of original content because they made Minecraft for the Wii U, and again, no one played the Wii U. So they had some of the DLC content that was not free in the Wii U version, made it free in the Switch version, and it's Mario themed, and it's endless. It's amazing. It pays homage to Mario in the GameCube game and the N64 game. It's got the music from it. It's amazing.
All right, well, I think that ends it for the night,
Yeah.
day, or wherever you're at,
Real quick.
whatever time it is.
Real quick, the combined scores for each of
Oh,
these.
yeah.
Yeah. For Lego Worlds, our combined scores, Luke gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Matt gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and I gave it a 2. I just didn't really care for it. So that was a combined score of 7.5 out of 15. Not so good.
Yeah.
And then we'll move over to Trove. I gave that game a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I
Matt-
gave it a 3.
Luke gave it a 3, Matt gave it a 4. So that gives it a total of 10.5 out of 15. That's pretty good. That's getting better. And then when we look at Minecraft, considering it's the original and it's the most perfected out of all of them, Luke gave it a 4.
We all gave it a 4.
Yeah, Matt gave it a 4, I gave it a 4. So that gives it a grand total of 12 out of 15. So yeah, literally Lego, Trove, Minecraft in that order from worst to best.
All right, well, that's going to cover that ground, guys. This has been Lucrative Gaming, the comparison episode of Minecraft, Trove, and Lego Worlds.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks much, and
See you
bye-bye.
next time.
Goats up.
Not
No,
good
that's
time.
mine.